In the land of Syria there lived a mighty man of valor by the name of Naaman. He was a strong warrior that commanded the Syrian army. Naaman fought many battles and was a courageous man, but one thing made him vulnerable. He was a leper. Leprosy was a terrible and painful skin disease. The disease began slowly, but it would eventually turn him into a disfigured, ugly, and infected man. In those days, lepers were outcasts and lived in their own colonies. No person wanted to come in contact with a leper. In Naaman's house, there lived a little girl from Israel. The Syrians had taken her from Israel to be a household slave. One day she spoke with Naaman's wife and told her of a prophet who lived in Israel that could heal Naaman's leprosy. When Naaman heard this, he immediately set out to get permission from the king of Syria to embark on a long journey to the land of Israel. He wanted to find that prophet and ask for healing. In the meantime, the king of Syria wrote a letter in which he asked the king of Israel for permission to heal Naaman. When the king of Israel read the letter, he was confused and suspected foul play. When the prophet Elisha heard of the news, he corrected the king and asked that Naaman be sent to him. And so it happened. When Naaman arrived at Elisha's house, a servant came out to meet him. Naaman was angry, since he thought Elisha would welcome him in person. The servant then spoke to Naaman. "Here is what Elisha says. Go to the Jordan River and wash off 7 times. Your leprosy will be healed." Naaman wasn't so sure about this trick. Besides, how could the Jordan River help him? Why come all the way to Israel when there are rivers in Syria? Naaman's servants rushed to his side and begged him to obey the word of the prophet. Naaman swallowed his pride and went to the Jordan River to do exactly as Elisha commanded. There in the Jordan River he washed 7 times, and after the 7th time, a miraculous wonder took place. It happened exactly as Elisha foretold. God's power came over Naaman and healed him. Because of his faith, he believed, and because he believed, he was healed. Naaman went to thank Elisha and declared that there was indeed no other God than the God of Israel. Naaman wanted to give gifts to Elisha, but he refused. So Elisha's servant ran after Naaman, lied about being told to receive the gifts so he could get them. When Elisha saw this, he cursed the servant and his descendants with leprosy, and immediately the servant went away, covered with sores.